water pollution in the Mississippi and the Gulf of Mexico. Have any of you ever been to the Mississippi River? I don't think many of you have gone, but if you were given the chance, you should have gone. The Mississippi is well worth reading about, as I've said before on Life in the Mississippi, but there's a difference between reading about it and seeing it. Seeing the Mississippi River would only truly prove how remarkable it is. Trees on the banks of the river would wave in the wind as you passed by, and they'd wave to themselves when there was nobody else, because they know that you will miss them dearly. And they would wave their green hands without stopping. But that's if you see trees on both sides, because the river's very wide, some points only being about half a mile wide, and other points being a mile wide. Which is why many boats cruise along the river to major American cities. It truly is remarkable, but that was a long time ago. Now, I went back to the Mississippi a while ago, where it meets the Gulf of Mexico, and a month before the whole BP oil spill. As I was walking by, an incredible amount of sediment and chemicals and industrial waste were being dumped into the ocean. There were few creatures, if there were even any, in sight. I don't think there were any. It was a dead zone, and I couldn't believe it. Not much later, BP Oil Company announces an oil spill. A rig exploded and crude oil was coming out into the waters. I didn't realize it then, but it was, and still is, the largest environmental disaster ever. I thought, where'd the old Mississippi I used to know go? Did it delicately stream away in order to make way for this polluted Mississippi? I still see the Mississippi, so I think it is still there, but it isn't the same. Something has changed and polluted it. I thought deeper and deeper until it came to me. Man is what has hurt the Mississippi. Man is what has damaged the Gulf of Mexico. Man is what has polluted countless bodies of water around the globe. Now I say this has to stop. Men have been building and rapidly developing new technology faster than before. As a fellow environmentalist said a few years back, this rapid development will come at the expense of our surroundings. Now I'm paraphrasing what Carson really said in Silent Spring, but it cannot be any more true. These cities I have seen are indescribably colossal. New York back in my day seems like a cozy town today. Today, more than thousands of men and women inhabit these cities, and to appease this enormous population's appetite, men and women are forced to use as much land as possible and as much water as possible. I have seen sewers every once in a while in these cities, and the times I follow them, they've led to the same place, the river. So men and women are taken from the Mississippi River, but what they are given back is their waste. I found this funny, because man's dependent on water, and we get most of our water from the rivers. Now I was told by a friend that it is expensive to take contaminated waters and purify it for men to consume. I don't know any man rich enough to do such a procedure. No, actually, I don't know any man willing to pay for affirmation procedure. Unless men see a benefit in any way, men will not perform a selfless act. As for the Gulf of Mexico, the oil spill has covered the ocean and the animals in the area nearby with oil. Thick, black, crude oil. I think I mentioned that I was at the beach when the BP oil spill occurred, didn't I? I think I did. Well, that day, I saw a black figure in the sand, and I wondered what it was. I came closer to it, and it began to move. I then saw it was a sea turtle, crying tears of pain as it saw its soul being dragged away by the black clutches of death. I imagined all the other mournful animals that were caught under such circumstances. These animals are dead, and man can't do much about it. Man cannot even fish in the Gulf of Mexico because of all the damage that has been done. We are dependent on these marine animals because they are a source of food. They are now gone. Such sorrow is not the first one man has found, but this is by far the worst. Man is dependent on water sources because from there emerges freedom. From there emerges adventure, and from there emerges life. I'm pretty sure there is a river, or lake, or ocean that is special to you. And I'm pretty sure you noticed that the Mississippi River is special to me. You know, a good friend once told me, we don't know the worth of water till the well is dry. As men and women, we need to find a way to preserve our water because the level is lowered and it ain't coming back. Thank you.